Hey everyone, my name is Alfonso Saldaña. I am one of Mutual Men's National Court Directors, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Corporate Coup Report, where we take a hard look at how corporations' greed has latched onto the government system like a parasite at a buffet. This week, we're shining a light on the ongoing ICE raids and deportations. And spoiler alert, it's less human rights and more human commodities. Plus, we'll be diving into the Elon Musk and Donald Trump breakup. Because who doesn't love a good billionaire drama, right? From profiting off his Dutch position to his declarations about how his money influenced the last election, the Donald Trump and Musk controversy is a story you don't want to miss. So stick around, folks. It's going to be a wild ride. But we also have good news, good and uplifting news. We're going to be sharing actions that you can take to help fight back and create systemic change. So stay tuned for exciting announcements about an upcoming partnership with No King's Day protests happening across the country on June 14 and how you can participate in those. So let's get started. I want to pass it on to Greg, another one of Mutual Men's co-directors, for the latest Musk and Trump debacle. Thank you, Greg.
Greetings. Elon Musk saw his net worth increase by over 100 billion with a B dollars due to numerous decisions and actions while serving as head of Doge, according to a recent report by Senator Elizabeth Warren. And just last week, you may have seen Musk claimed during his fallout with Trump that, quote, without me, Trump would have lost the election, unquote. Now, these two items have one thing in common: legalized political bribery. For Trump, it's in fact quite possible that Musk's $288 million campaign contributions was in fact the difference in his 2024 election victory. For Musk, his $288 million, actually not a contribution, but in this case, an investment to the Trump campaign, yielded one incredible return. Now just think of the math here for a second. A $100 billion increase in net worth from a $288 million campaign contribution comes to a return on investment of, ready for this, 34. Not 34%, but 34,622%. 34,622%. Not too shabby. Trump and Musk helped one another in different ways. One for a massive increase in power, the other a massive increase in profit. The influence of billionaire money in politics was the corrupting common currency. All of this, of course, was made possible thanks to the Supreme Court granting of political money spent in elections as First Amendment protected free speech, and corporations being defined by the courts again as legal persons with First Amendment free speech rights, as well as many other constitutional rights. It's one more, actually two more, examples of why we need to enact the We the People Amendment, H.R. 54, that would abolish the legal doctrines that money is speech and a corporation is a person. It's up to us to form a people's movement. In fact, it's always been up to us to make it happen. Contact your congressperson, urging them, if they already haven't, to co-sponsor H.R. 54. You can find out by going to congress.gov, put in H.R. 54, and up will come the 57 co-sponsors as of today. And if you already haven't done so, keep up with all of our actions by signing up at movetomen.org/motion.
Thanks, Rick. So, we all know about ICE, right? The agency that is tasked with enforcing immigration laws. But here is the plot twist: deportations are a big business now. ICE is no longer just an agency doing its job, it's a fully operational money making machine. And the target market is, surprise, surprise, vulnerable migrants. You see, in a world where the private sector wants a slice of every pie, preferably the biggest pie, the one stuffed with cash, private prison corporations have seen ICE as their golden goose. Enter the world of for profit detention centers, where corporations like EEO Group and Core Civic have been cashing in on the mystery of migrants for years. They get paid per head, like a bad buffet deal. The ones where you pay a flat fee and then the restaurant encourages you to eat more. Except here, the buffet is a holding cell and the food, well, it's not really food. Here's how it works. ICE raids happen, right? Migrants get detained, and then private contractors get paid to keep them in detention centers. How much do they get paid, you may ask? Well, according to the US Government Accountability Office, in 2018, the US spent nearly $2.8 billion on contracts with these private detention centers. That is billions with a B. The more people detained, the more money these companies make. It's like if a company got paid for every time you put a sock in the washing machine. And here's the real kicker. These private prison companies have a business model, and it's terrifying. They lobby to make sure that as many people as possible are detained, as in they want more raids, more detentions, and of course, more deportations. It's like they're trying to convince you to book a tour of the detention facilities, except it's not a vacation and there are no postcards. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, we learned that migrant children are the ones often left behind in these for profit facilities. They are detained at an alarming rate. And guess who's raking in the profits? That's right, the companies. These kids are worth more than your Netflix subscription for them. And don't get me started on the living conditions. Some facilities have been found to be operating in violation of basic human rights, though, of course, it's just as business as usual for them. So, to sum it up, ICE raids, private detention centers, and corporate profits, it's the worst reality show you didn't want to binge watch. But here we are, folks. And if you think it's just a few bad apples, well, these bad apples are running a multi-billion-dollar operation. And it's gonna get worse before it gets better. But luckily, we have some actions that you can participate in to help us retake the government and create a real democracy that works for everybody, regardless of migrant status. And for that, I would like to pass it on to Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Alfonso. As we continue to push for the We the People Amendment, we need you in the fight for a democracy free from corporate rule to the extent we've ever had a real democracy. Here's how you can help right now. Number of ways. First, partner with the No Kings Day. That's what we're doing. We've teamed up with No Kings Day to challenge the growing corporate control over our political system. Go over to No Kings Day to learn more about their bold campaign to reclaim power for the people. Whether you're joining one of their actions this Saturday or spreading the word, your support helps shift the narrative about corporate influence in our lives, which is multifaceted. Second, volunteer for Move to Mend. Volunteering is just a great way, a game changer, in fact. From grassroots organizing to behind the scenes tasks, there are plenty of ways that you can get involved. Join our dedicated volunteers in the push for the We the People Amendment. Your time and energy are what drive the movement forward. Sign up to volunteer today and help us keep up the momentum. Third, feel free to gather petition signatures at events like this Saturday, No King's Day, or many other things, farmers markets, etc., or various marches and other kinds of public activities. Attend an event or march. Bring your petition clipboard. It's an easy and impactful way to get people involved. Every signature, in fact, brings us one step closer to making the We the People Amendment reality. Grab a few petitions in your at your next community gathering and encourage others to add their name to the cause. Whether it's a rally, march, or local event, help us amplify the voices demanding real change. 4, donate. Move to Amend is 100% grassroots funded, so we rely heavily, in fact, almost exclusively, on our supporters to support this vital work. Since we don't accept money, a nickel, in fact, from well-to-do individuals, the corporate crowd, big-time foundations, government, political parties, you name it. We can't, in fact, do this work without you. Lastly, if you have found this information valuable, please share it. Share this video with your networks and like it on social media. The more people we can reach, the stronger our movement becomes.
They out here stripping our democracy, piece by piece, city by city, state by state. Voter ID laws, emergency financial managers, Citizens United. We gotta fight it. Move. Corporations are not people too. Money is not speech. Man, in fact, it's the root of all right now. We have the right to be free. Move. Corporations are not people too. Money is not speech. Man, in fact, it's the root of all right now. Stand up and defend your democracy.
Have you recently read the Constitution? There seems to be some type of confusion. I thought it said the people were the institution and not the corporations that simply want to use them. The truth is currently a fusion of corporate loot and our government that is outright abusive. People need change. The state, it refuses. They're saying we're mistaken. Well, show us where the proof is. They control the media, movies, and the music, and determine where supplies of the water and food live. We need a strategy. Here is a solution. Build a movement to give our rulers improvements. An infusion of human to counteract the hubris that has our ecosystem near useless and our youth pissed. The founding fathers were flawed, but they knew this. So they gave us the tools to move with. Let's use them.
Move. Corporations are not people too. Money is not speech. Man, in fact, it's the root of all right now. And it's time to take to these streets. Move.